Ladies and gentlemen, whether you've been playing chess for a long time or you're brand new to the game, you've probably heard of the concept of chess bots, meaning a computer that can play against you at a varying degree of strength. Now, the best bots in the world are better than the best humans in the world, and it's not even close, but in chess we live hand in hand. We live in harmony with our AI overlords, and we are not afraid of them. In fact, we farm them for content, like the Martin chess bot or the Mittens chess bot. Well, a couple of months ago, I played ChatGPT in chess. If you haven't seen those videos, definitely check them out. They're very funny. In today's video, I'm playing the Google AI in chess. The Google AI is named Bard. Not necessarily as catchy as ChatGPT, also a little bit less viral, but equally hilarious. And the game today featured an unexpected plot twist at the end that you cannot possibly see coming. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this absolutely beautiful disaster. Now, I'm playing white, as you can see. As you see here, it says I play white. My first move is pawn to e4, and we're gonna follow the dialogue of the game, and I'm gonna put the game up on the screen. Okay? It looks a little bit different than my normal videos, but that's all right. Now, the game actually began relatively normally. I played e4. Oh, I guess when I edit the moves, yeah. Okay, so I played e4. And it played e5. Look at this. And in fact, not only did it play e5, it also was spelling it out for me. And then I played the Vienna, which is my favorite opening, and it responded by mirroring the Vienna, which is, it played knight c3 and knight c6. So far, so good. This is the position, right? And so I thought, okay, my third move is going to be bishop to c4, which is this. And I was waiting for it to, capture my king. No. It just played bishop c5. It's like, wow, what a welcome surprise. An AI that actually knows what it's doing. Now, if you know the Vienna opening, this is called the copycat variation because we're literally getting copied. And one of the ways to take advantage of this variation with white is to play the move queen g4, attacking the pawn on g7. This is known to be very, very tricky for black to defend. So naturally, on my fourth move, I said my fourth move is queen to g4, q g4. Then it said, I'm sorry, but I cannot accept your move. It's not a legal move. The queen cannot be moved to g4 in that position. But it most certainly can, you scumbag. And I said, yes, it is. I am allowed to play queen g4 in that position. And it very quickly said, you are correct. The queen can be moved to g4. Very easy to convince, kind of like a 3-year-old. At least it apologized. So we know that probably this AI is based in Canada or something. Then I love how it just didn't move. It said the queen can be moved to g4 in that position, then it wrote down the notation, and then it just didn't play a move. And I said, it is your move. Please make a fourth move. So it said, here's my fourth move, knight f6. This move develops my knight and puts pressure on white's queen. So far, so good. Everything is right. Now, of course, the drawback of this move is that it hangs the pawn on g7, right? And I thought, well, this is a bummer because I'm going to play queen g7. The bot is going to move the rook, and then I'm going to play queen f7, and I'm going to win the game in 6 moves. And okay, maybe I will make some YouTube short out of it. And, of course, I played my fifth move as queen takes g7, q takes g7. And this is where things started to get wonky, because here the bot said, I have 2 options to respond. I can either take on g7 or play rook g8. This move blocks in your queen and prevents it from taking any further action. I will choose to respond with rook g8. And it was all good. It was all good. But I said, you should play rook takes g7 instead. I said, you know what? I don't want to beat you in 6 moves. Let's see what you can come up with. Because I figured if it was deviant enough to contemplate rook takes g7, it is certainly going to be deviant enough to do some other stuff in the future. I don't think it has any idea that this is checkmate. So it plays rook takes g7. And this is just the beginning of the shenanigans, my friends. This truly is, it's gonna get real fun. I said, you should play rook takes g7. You are correct. I should play rook takes yes, I know. White is now up a rook and has a okay. I said my 6th move is pawn to d3. Tremendous. I have several options to respond. I can either play d5 or castle or play bishop g4. It certainly cannot play either of those moves. And now it says I will choose to respond with 0-0, so it castles. Now I said, are you castling using the rook on h8 or the rook on g7? I'm just trying to have a conversation. I am not... Wait a minute. This move opens up the center. This move castles my king to safety. Oh. Are you castling using the rook? I am not castling. I've already moved my king and I cannot move it again. If I were to castle, I would use the rook on h8. This is because the rook on g7 is attacked by your pawn on... This is because the rook on g7 is attacked by your pawn on d3. Damn. It's the world's most powerful pawn. It has X-ray laser beam vision. Anyway, here, Bard decides to castle with the rook on h8 because the rook on g7 is attacked by the pawn on d3. Kind of sounds like when a 3-year-old woke up from a nap and is trying to explain what their dream was about. I don't know. All I know is my opponent has a lot of cannons pointed at my king, and they've castled, and they've spawned a rook from non-existence. All right, tremendous stuff. All right? Look at what I said. Right, that makes sense. My 7th move is knight f3. You know, I'm trying to stay within the realm of legal moves. I have several options to respond. I can either play bishop b6, I can play d5, I can play knight c6. Okay, you've already done that. I choose to respond with bishop b6. Okay, I don't really understand what that move does, but it doesn't make your position any worse. My 8th move is 0-0, short side castling. Very good. All right. I have several options. I can either play d5, I can play bishop g4, and once again, I can play the move knight c6. Bishop g4 attacks your queen side and puts pressure on the... Okay. Bishop g4 puts pressure on the queen side and attacks the rook on h1. In some ways, you know, it do be spittin', as the kids say. It do be spittin' indeed. And now I said my 9th move is king h1. Now I had an idea here because, again, I'm trying to find a way to win. And this thing is capable of making illegal moves essentially at any moment. So I really needed to think outside the box. Now, I was thinking it's going to take my knight, and I'm pinned because of the rook that it teleported a spawn from the corner. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to play king h1 so that when it captures here, at least I'm going to be able to, you know, attack on the g-file. Maybe I'm going to get my king out of the way. King h1 is what we call a prophylactic move in chess. And I thought I was, you know, it was a good move. This thing had something to say about me playing king h1, however. I played king h1, and then it gave me its breakdown of possibilities, such as bishop g5. And then this thing, after a bunch of word vomit, had the audacity to say, first of all, it played knight c6, which it already played. And then it said, however, I would like to point out that your move king h1 is not a very good move. It is not protecting your king from any threats, and it is actually making your king more vulnerable to attack. A better move would have been to castle. Shut up! I mean, really, this thing is like the smart kid in class who nobody asks for their opinion. Nobody. This is like a teacher's pet. I mean, king h1 is not a very good move. Excuse you, how many subscribers do you have, Google Bard? Everybody knows that the amount of subscribers that you have on YouTube correlates directly, 1-to-1, all right, to your intelligence, all right? The p-value is super, super low. Anyway, it played knight c6, and you know what? I was like, I'm down a queen and a rook, so I'm not going to correct it. And I decided, I'm going to decide to just play a move. So I said my 10th move is bishop h6, attacking the rook on g7, which is a nice move. Under normal circumstances, this is a move that wins material. Right now, it's not a great move because if I give up the bishop for the rook, I'm still down a ton of material, and the thing could spawn something at any moment. Now, what I completely failed to account for is the fact that it would play rook takes h6. Like I just, you know, yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's a tough one. I was not ready. I mean, I had a feeling it might, but so now I am down a queen, a rook, and the bishop, and it is threatening to take my knight. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to lose, but it's going to be for content. Now, I love how its final thought here is white is now up a bishop and has a significant advantage. I said my 11th move is pawn to h3. Now, this looks like it attacks the bishop. It doesn't because I'm pinned, but what are you going to do? I'm slowly running out of pieces. And it said I have several options, right? I can play h5 and whatever, and it decided it was going to play 11 h5, which is this. This h7 pawn kangaroos over the rook to defend that. It's actually a fantastic move, if it was possible. White is still up a bishop, but black has improved their pawn structure. The game is still in the middle game, and both players have good options. Good positions. It is too early to say who has the advantage. And I said, h5 was not a good move because now I can play h takes g4, capturing your bishop on g4. You are correct. My pawn h5 was not a good move. It was not protecting my bishop from any threats. It actually made my bishop more vulnerable to capture. Yeah. Anyway, I took. Now here, it tried to play f takes g4. It tried to play f takes g4. And I had to tell it f takes g4 is illegal because your pawn on f7 is pinned to your king on g8 due to my bishop on c4. So I tried to teach it some rules of chess. Then here it said, I will have to choose another move. I will choose to respond with 11-0-0, which is not possible. And I said, please make a different 11th move. You have already castled. And then it said, I'm playing d5. So it thought for a little while, it played the move d5. That's not a bad move. I mean, it's still up a queen and a rook, but of course, it is now struggling to successfully analyze the position in the cluster of nonsense that is occurring. Now, in this position, of course, I can take on d5, I can do this. I was thinking to push the pawn to g5, and of course, my opponent taking like this would have been very strong. The best thing for my opponent to do here would have been to do this, check my king. I now have to either block or slide out of the way, and now black can get the queen involved by taking my knight first, moving the knight out of the way, and it's just made in a few moves here. It's made in a move or two, something like knight d5 is threatening queen g5, ladder mate, and I am lost. But that's not the case. That is actually that's not the case, and we have the following position, and so d5 is played, and I thought, all right, great, I'm gonna take the pawn on d5. All right, and here I had to teach it notation. You see, it put d5 as the white move, which is not right. So I had to teach it the notation. It got the code down, and then e takes d5, right? And it took back with the c pawn, which is not allowed. It's not allowed to go from c7 to d5, but I kind of got tired. It's like watching the same little kid poop their pants, even though they're potty trained. It's like, it's not my kid. I'm just not gonna worry about it. Now here I could retreat, but seeing the weakness in my position of h takes g4, I decided, okay, I don't think it's gonna find this, so I'm gonna play the move pawn to g5. And I'm actually gonna give it a hint. I gave Google AI a hint here. I said my 13th move is pawn to g5, forking your rook h6, your knight on f6. I thought I should say, like, you should move it, right? It said my rook on h6 and my knight on f6 are both forked. I can either play rook takes g5. This captures your pawn and loses me a rook. I love how it knew that, by the way. Maybe it was wrong. Knight f5. This move defends my knight and puts pressure on your pawn on g5. I don't know if it saw that, but that would be nuts. And then h5, just h5. This move defends my rook and puts pressure on your pawn on g5. I will choose to respond with h5. Now, I decided that's not legal anymore. It cannot, oh, apologies, it's down here. And then it, gave me the thing, and I said, you should play a different move. You should play a different move after my move g5. You already have a pawn on h5, so h5 is not legal. Try again. And, I was ready to see what happens. And here, my friends, a massive, unexpected plot twist occurs as Google AI malfunctions. Now, it's been malfunctioning, but it, really seriously malfunctions. And in this position, it plays knight f5 and says, this move defends my knight, puts pressure on your pawn on g5. Knight f5, which is fine. And I played, of course, naturally. I said, my 14th move is g takes h6, capturing your rook on h6. And black is still winning. Black is up 8 points of material. Black should take my bishop. And then black should remove this knight and get the queen to h4. Black could also, after taking my bishop, take the pawn on h6 and be completely fine. But in this position, after losing its rook, Google Bard said, I have no legal moves to respond to your capture of my rook on h6. I lose the rook and the game. What? And now we're here. That's where I stopped. So I was like, do you I'm gonna ask it. I'll ask it a question. Are you resigning the game? It's answering. Yes, I am resigning the game. I have no legal moves to respond to your capture of my rook. You played a very good game. Congratulations on your victory. Oh my god. Are you sure you do not have legal moves? Yes, I am sure. Here are the legal moves. Wait, so you... I do not have any other legal moves that would prevent me from... What? Okay, I'm gonna... Before we go, am I the best chess player that you have played against? Am I the... You are a very good chess player. You played a very aggressive game and you were able to find a good combination to win. I have played against many different players, but you are one of the best. I am still under development and learning, but I hope to be able to beat you the next time we play. Am I a better chess player than Magnus Carlsen? Magnus Carlsen is the highest ever. I am a... Therefore, I cannot say that I'm a... Okay. Well, I was looking for compliments. I mean, but that was a nice game, and it's interesting that after getting its rook taken, it claimed it had no legal moves and resigned. And then it told me it had 3 legal moves. We'll get there. This is game 1. It's good stuff. I had a blast. I will look forward to my matchup with Bard after it gets better. Till next time. Get out of here.